Probably just using yours, and I will say next. Sorry about that. Uh, Good morning, everyone, and I would like to share some of my research, and I'm going to talk about the organizational resilience and resilient leadership. The Please next, kind of. Okay. The first of all, I'm going to introduce myself first. Who am I? I'm a PhD in Human Resource Development, University of Minnesota, around 1999. And currently, I'm the professor in the Department of Business Administration, National Zhongzheng University, and started from the 20 to 23. I'm a dean of the College of Management. So kind of lots of administration work to do. So it's out of my control. It's not my career goal at the first time. So it kind of at this moment, um, it's a really changing world. So you cannot see what will be the next for you. So for me, I just only thinking about I'm the researcher, I'm the teacher, but I never thinking about I will become the dean as an administrators. So but I think I'm good at that. So I'm going to share some experiences with you later on maybe. And my research areas will career development, organizational development, training and development, human resource development, and industrial organization psychology. So my research interest actually is storytelling and management, knowledge management. So that's my background. And now I'm in the Department of Business Administration. I'm teaching resilient leadership. I teach in organization development. I teach in organizational change and some other innovation classes. Like I take students have some internship programs, and we go to the Alisan Mountain, which is in Jai in Taiwan. We do some a lot of USR work, and so that kind of related to the sustainability world. So later on, I'm going to share a little bit more about the experiences about that. Okay.
Saya hanya mengadukan sebuah fenomena.
Maybe
Ya,
next.
sebuah fenomena tidak jelas siapa yang
Okay. The agenda for today will be follow like this introduction, and I'm going to talk about business resilience, organizational resilience, psychological resilience, and resilient leadership. Because I'm thinking about the resilience, that word is the capacity or ability to bounce back. But in here, I'm like to talk about the micro perspective and macro perspective. From the macro perspective, that will be the organizational resilience. From the micro perspective, that will be the personal psychological resilience. Think about it. In the organization, if you are a leader, what kind of competencies that you should have? Sometimes resilient is a very important competencies for you to become a leader. So here's the two parts I'm going to talk about. The first part will be a macro perspective, organizational resilience. The other part will be from the micro perspective. That will be the resilient leadership. And you as a person, what kind of psychological resilience that you should have? That will be today's the topics. Okay, the next. Please next. For the introduction part, I'm going to talk about in the past. We talk about that will be the SC era. What is the SC? That is stable, certain, simple, and clarity. Management and leadership follow relatively standardized operational procedures. In the past, in the business world, most of the time it's stabilized. Most of the time it's a certainty. Most of the time it's a very simple one. Most of the time it's very clarity to do some operational things. That will be in the past business world. But right now we call it a VUCA era. What is a VUCA era? Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. The future is characterized by high change, ambiguity, and uncertainties. That's now in the world. You can see sometimes, the United States, Trump just saying just the policies, and the policies change every day. So it's kind of an uncertainties world. So it's a complexity and ambiguity. So in this kind of a VOCA era, leaders are not only decision makers, but also they must demonstrate resilient leadership and agile leadership. Later on, I'm going to talk about what is a resilient leader and what is the agile leader. Guiding teams to navigate a wave of unknown change and adapt quickly through collectively efforts. That means every day is changing world. I mean, the only constant is change. So in the VOCA area, what kind of things that we need to do is the most important things. Please next. And the VOCA era, that's the now we talking about the VOCA is velocity and uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. But in this changing world, I would like to say we can see the VOCA become the new VOCA. The new VOCA will be like the right hand side part. The V will be the vision. That means you need to have clear directions. And the U, we can change it to become understanding. That means you need to listen your teams, listen to the world. You need to have empathy and sensing. That will be the understanding. The second U. The third one, C, we need to from complexity to clarity. That means you need to thinking about the options and recommendations and to thinking about what will be the next. And the fourth steps, that will be the agility. From ambiguity to agility. That means we need to try hard. Although every time we may have some failed experiences, but we need to learn it fast and try to from the failure to get some experiences and to move on. So that will be the new one. So the next. That is what I'm suggest. From the new VOCA to the present VOCA, from the volatility to vision, from the uncertainty to understanding, from the complexity to clarity, from the ambiguity to agility. Next, please. And that is our today. I mean, today is our chance, our challenges, the trends. I start from why we need to have a resilience, because right now we're facing a lot of changes. We're facing a lot of trends. The trends that will be like technological innovation, climate change, ambiguity, and complexity business environment, or war of talent. All those are the chance that we faced. Right now, the talents, the talents, everybody try to find a good person to do the job. So that would be the war of the talents. That's the trends, because it's a globalized. I mean, the world become a village. So the talents is a move. I mean, the mobility is very fast. And what kind of a challenge that we faced? Maybe will be the future labor market will future diverse and challenging job roles. The second one, the employment landscape will be marked by intense competition for talents. Third one, enhancing employee skills and aligning with career goal is essential. Fourth, cultivating soft skill is crucial to thrive in a dynamic job market. Why are we talking about all those challenges? In the generations, what we're going to do, how we're going to find a good person to do the good job. And the job market is kind of a diverse, and the job roles, of course, is a very challenge. Of course, it's a diverse. Everybody try to align their work to the career goal. And but what kind of skills that you should have in this kind of a dynamic workplace? You need to cultivate some soft skills. What is soft skills? In the schools, we teach students hard skill, how to do this, how to do that. We teach students technological things. But what is a soft skill? That means when you face the questions, you need to um, I mean uh, problem solving ability is one kind of soft skills. Some kind of critical thinking is one kind of soft skills. See the question, the back behind the questions is soft skills. All those kind of soft skills is what we need to cultivate. So that will be that will be our challenges. How are you going to teach the student to have those kind of soft skills when they get to the job markets? How to teach them has that kind of soft skills when they facing the changing world, when they facing the dynamic questions. Okay, so that will be our challenges. And here's the solutions. Maybe the next one. Okay. Here's I try to remark why I say all those kind of researches that we faced, because from the PwC's data, they have a global crisis and resilience survey on the 2023. They surveyed almost 2,000 leaders. Actually, is 1,812 leaders, business leaders, do the surveys, and they share their company's data and their insights, and they talking about the impact of crisis when they face the crisis. 96% of them talking about the organization have experienced disruptions in the past 2 years. That means they've always faced the disruptions all the time. 76% people, leaders, saying that the most serious disruptions had a medium to high impact on operations. That means when the disruption comes and there's impacts, and the impacts is medium to high to impact their daily operations. That is terrible, right? So that's the all those leaders talking about on the 2023 surveys. They're thinking about business facing a lot of crises at this eras. Okay, the next one. Next one. And according to their datas, the top two the top two the top two most concerning disruptive events will be the cyber attacks and supply chain disruptions. So the overview for this kind of report, they're talking about the key to success is resilience. What is the resilience? The ability to navigate through crisis and the capacity to adapt and succeed in the face of constant disruptions. Disruptions become the constants. So the only things that we can do, the only things that we can cultivate, the ability will be the resilience. What is the resilience? Resilience is the ability to bounce back. When you hit the ball and the ball can bounce back, that kind of ability will be the resilience. The resilience, the more bounce back, the fast, the more I mean, if you have a more resilience power, the bounce back capabilities will be better. Business leaders have recognized true resilience as a core competitive advantage. 89% tell us that resilience is one of their most important strategic organizational priorities. That's from the survey. 70% of respondents say they are confident in their organization's ability to respond to various disruptions if they have a resilience. So the resilience become the most important competencies for organizations or for the leaders. Okay, next one. So what is the business resilience? The components will be the strategic resilience, operational resilience, and financial resilience. For the strategic resilience, it means enable the organization to be agile and adaptable. That will be the fast to deal with the change. Your company's strategies can really fast to change to the new one, to to deal with the change. That will be the strategic resilience. Second one will operational resilience. Maintain essential operational capabilities. When you do the business, if you have operational resilience, that means you can change your operation, daily operations fast to deal with the change. So that will be the operational resilience. The third one will be financial resilience. The financial resilience means ensure you have a sufficient capital and cash flow to respond to disruptions. So that means you need to have the money, the cash flows, and in order to face the changes. Okay, so that would be the components of business resilience. Okay, please next one. And the key elements of business resilience will be the three things. The first one will be integration capability. The second one will be the leadership. The third one will be planning capabilities. In order to have a business resilience, for the business, you need to have integration capabilities. Enterprise should develop integrated plans centered on their core business, ensure that overall strategies, values, investment plans are all aligned together, and embedding resilience into daily operations and corporate cultures. That will be the integration capabilities for business. Second one, of course, your business, the leadership will be have the resilience. That is why later I'm going to talk about resilient leaders. I'm going to talk about what kind of competencies that you should have to become a resilient leader. So if your leadership has a resilience, then your business will have the business resilience capabilities. The third one will be planning capabilities. The planning capabilities, that means in your company, you should have execution. You should have a plan. You should have a very fundamental plan to do the business, to deal with the changes. Again, okay. Next one. So that will be the three key components. And I'm going to give you some examples. I mean, when we talk about the enterprise, some enterprises kind of evergreen. I mean, they run a business forever, run a business for the decades. Thinking about it, all those kind of business, if they are called it, if we call them evergreen enterprises, they should have all those kind of six characteristics. The first one, strong adaptabilities. That means when they facing the change, the crisis, they have the ability, the adaptation. They adapt and they adapt the change to become their normal world, normal business. So that means they have a strong adaptabilities to deal with the change they faced. The second characteristic, that would be the diversity. The so-called diversity here is not referred to business diversifications. It's about the diversity in any other aspects. Diversify in the talents, diversify in the job market, diversify in the market, the marketplace, diversify in the customers. All those kind of diversities that you should face. So you need to thinking about what kind of a diversity that I can provide. Then I can survive. Okay, that will be the second characteristics. The third one will commitment to core values. The companies, if they are evergreen, they have their core values and they committed to it. Okay. The first one will crisis awareness. Awareness. That means you should plan ahead, not when you face the crisis. You should thinking about maybe later on in the next era or next year or next couple years, what kind of a crisis that I may face. So that will be the crisis awareness. And sometimes if you don't think about that it's a crisis, then you cannot deal with that. So we need to have a crisis awareness. Sound succession mechanism or succession plan. if you want to evergreen, if you want to survive in your business, you should have a clear succession plan, ensure smooth operations in the future, while continuously seeking the next opportunities. You seek the next opportunities, but you need to thinking about a smooth operation. You need to thinking about a succession plans. The sixth one will be the trust with the society. Century-old companies often build a strong bond of trust with their communities, so they can last forever. So thinking about it, we try to learn from all those kind of evergreen enterprise. They all have resilience. They all have this kind of characteristic because when they face the crisis, they quickly adapt the change. So that is resilience. So I try to start from the evergreen enterprise to give you some kind of ideas. What kind of business resilience that we should have? Okay, the next one. So the resilient and agile organization is kind of resilience is like a capability to bounce back. The agile is fast, is the recovery abilities. If you can own those two things, you will become a Superman. The next one, okay. Next one, thank you. So organization, now I'm giving the definition of organizational resilience. The ability of an organization to anticipate, to prepare for, to respond, and to adapt to incremental change and sudden disruptions in order to survive and prosper. So if your organization have that kind of abilities, then you will, I will say your organization is a resilient organizations. That means when you face the incremental change or certain changes that you get ready, you prepare for and respond it quickly and adapt to the changes, then you survive and you even prospers. Then your organization will be a resilient organization. That will be the definitions. Okay. The next one. And the essential elements of organization, we can see it from those three parts: product excellence, process reliability, or people behavior. If your organization, your product is very excellent or the unique, then you may have organization resilience, like a TSMC in Taiwan, Taiwan Semiconductor Companies. It is the number one companies in the world regarding to the um, the foundries or semiconductor industries, because their products is excellent. So they have organizational resilience. Their product is a number one. So that's the first elements. Okay, become the organizational resilience. So it's just like a TSMC. Okay. Second, process reliability. If your operation is very reliable, your business process very reliable, then we can say, okay, your organization is resilient organization. Third, people behavior. In your organization, if your organization's people's their behavior is very smooth, like say the succession plan is smooth, everybody knows what they need to do, and if someone got to get some vacation or breaks, there's the other people's quickly to make up your positions, and there's nothing to lose, and the information is very smooth to deliver around the whole organizations. The people behavior is accountable, very countable. Then your organization will be the organization resilient organization. So the essential elements for the organizational resilience will be the product excellence, process reliability, and people behaviors. Okay. Next, please. And the sixth area of business resilience, I'm not saying your business need to have all those areas, but if your companies have one of them, then your business will become a resilient business or resilient organizations. How so? Let me explain to you. The first one, the financial resilience. Okay. For example, 2016, Samsung Note 7, the smartphone, catch fires, right? Under that kind of certain conditions, they call it, okay, the Note 7 has a some fire or the fire situations. Okay, that will be the turns out prompting to a 5.3 billion recall. They recall the smartphone back to their companies to fix it. That is crisis. 5.3 billion. But the crisis may have put Samsung's smartphone operation in jeopardy. The Samsung would be failed because of this kind of a recall, 5.3 billion recall. But Samsung is work. It's okay. Why? Because it is the financial resilience help them to quickly recover it because they have flexible investment portfolios. Samsung has flexible investment portfolios. So 5.3 billion recall. It may kind of hurt them, but it's not very seriously. So if your company has this kind of a financial resilience, then you will become a resilient business. Okay, so that will be the from financial perspective. You can see the business resilience. Second, technological resilience. Later, I'm going to give you some example about the trend macro. Okay, technological resilience. That means you are the number one. Just as like what I said, the TSMC, the number one in in the world. So United States want them to go to the United States to have factories. German want them to have factories over there. Japan want them to have a factory over there. That is the technological resilience. Okay, and later I will be another examples to you. The third one, organizational resilience. Employee acquisitions, retention, and satisfaction are big parts of a mastering organizational resilience. If your companies you don't have a lot of talents, maybe you can through acquisitions or some retention programs to get the people to work for your organizations. Or if your organizations are doing some good policies to satisfy your people, then maybe I can claim your organization is organizational resilience. And I can claim that your business has the resilience because you have a good people to work with. You have key persons to work in your companies. You can through acquisitions, retention, and satisfaction programs to do that. That will be the organizational resilience. Fourth, operational resilience. That means you run a business very smooth. Maybe you have a couple production lines, and when the world change or when the market change, you quickly change your operational line or production lines to feed the business need, to feed the customer needs. That will be operational resilience. Some organizations change very slow. Some okay. What is this? Okay, I cannot see it. I only have 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, whatever. Okay, I make it quick. Okay. So that will be the 6 areas and reputation resilience and business model resilience. All those are the business resilience. Okay, next one. Next one. Okay, next one. How to measure business resilience? We can measure business resilience like from response time, we can from a recovery time, we can from adaptability and risk management, financial stability, supply chain, employee moral. Those are how we measure the business resilience, the method of how we measure the business resilience. Okay, next one. Don't worry, I will do that in 10 minutes. And the resilient organization are those that rebound and prosper after business disruptions because they are adaptive, agile, and sustainable. Resilient organization have resilient leaders who see change as okay. The next one. That's a benefit for the resilient organizations. If you are a resilient organizations, you will get more committed employees. You will establish the right priorities. You will promote positive and proactive attitudes. You will have an ability to respond and adapt. You will become a learning organizations. So that's a benefit for resilient organizations. Okay, the next one. That's an agile organization. Agile organization compared to the resilient organization is the I mean the speed to deal with the change. So it kind of one organization has two phases. One is resilient, the other one will be agile. If you have two phases, then your organization will become a successful organization because you are resilient. You deal with the change and you are faced to respond. You quickly and fast to respond it. That will be the agile organizations. Next one. Next one. That's a benefit. Very similar to the resilient organizations. Okay. Next one. Okay. And then when we're talking about the resilience organizations, then we were talking about how to do the transformation things. If your organization um, uh, become the resilient organization, that means you need to face some transformation all the times. If you face a change, you need to have some transformations. But for the transformation, you have three kinds of a transformation. The first one will strategy oriented transformation. Second one will technology oriented transformation. That will be a digital transformation. Third one will be the value oriented transformation at this moment or at this era, like a sustainability transformations. Okay, so the strategic oriented transformation, the most famous one will be the Volvo, the car, the car, the Volvo, the brand, the car, the Volvo car. The Volvo car in the past, we see the Volvo is kind of a very safety one, but right now we see the Volvo it become a very modernized. That because they are strategic, they change their strategy. They try to morph it to this era, morph it to the customer, because the customer like to see the car is very smooth and very beautiful. So not only safety. So the Volvo changed their strategy from safety only to modern and safety. I mean the safety and modern. So that's their strategic change. And the second example will be Victoria's Secret. The Victoria's Secret is an underwear brand in the United States. They like a sexy angel. That's their original strategies. But they change it to fit to the all persons because right now we're thinking about live your own and life is one's time. So kind of a Victoria's Secret changed their strategy to fit all peoples. It's ongoing. I'm not saying it is successful, but it's interesting. You can observe it. Okay, those kind of example is strategy oriented, and technology oriented. Later, the later I will talk about it. Value oriented, sustainable transformation. Here, I'm just going to take one example. I list the four example. Datong Company is Taiwan's companies. Taiwan Sugar Corporation is Taiwan's companies. Uniqlo is Japan's companies. For the this one, for the Uniqlo, they have some kind of um, uh, transformations. What kind of a transformation they are doing? For the Uniqlo, they start to thinking about sustainabilities. So they start to thinking about the environmental responsibilities. They start to thinking about social impact. they started thinking about addressing climate change. They started thinking about the transparencies and recognition issues. So for the Uniqlo, if you go to buy the Uniqlo's products, you will say they try to reuse reuse their products. They try to have a partnership with communities. They try to recycle materials. All those kind of strategies is value oriented. They try to from fast the fast fashion to become more pro sustainabilities. So if you can see, they have some change. They try to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. They try to have some community initiatives. They try to work with communities. All those are sustainability transformations. All those are become their organizational resilience transformation plans. Okay, next one. Here is the technology oriented transformation examples. That would be the Trend Micro, the companies, the software companies. The software company they listed in Japan in 1998, but in 2012, Trend Micro made a major investment in the cloud security market, requiring another transformations. They do a lot of times transformations. In the 2012, it's a one kind of crowd transformations. They try to build the cloud platforms. At that time, trans personnel can immediately detect anomalies, effectively having antivirus experts directly protect their customers. Okay, so that kind of the first transformations. And the transformations transition to the new SASA, software as a service model. That's business model transformations, which pose a significant challenge to profitability and organization structure. I will do so. I will do so in 2 minutes. Don't worry. Okay. Next one. So the transformation, other transformation examples like Lego, Amazon, Facebook, GE, all those transformation is when we're talking about organizational resilience. Okay. Next one. So the second part will be the micro one, psychological resilience. The psychological resilience is self-management capabilities for the peoples. Next one. So that's a micro one. Psychological resilience, that means respond to pressures, reaction to emotions, ability to psychological recovery. That's for the leaders. Next one. Okay. Next one. And the resilience model for the psychological part, you need to build up the mental emotions. You need to have a relation expressions. You need to have a physical. You need to have a spiritual. All those four parts to build up your psychological resilience. The next one. Okay. Next one. That's resilient for to build the psychological resilience. The next one. Next one. So the last part, the resilience leader can build up their own resilience by obtaining coping skills and adapting paradoxical perspective toward challenges, which in turn benefit individuals and organizations in terms of work outcomes and enhance leadership capabilities. So if you are a resilient leaders, you should strong yourself. You should have some skills, especially like a coping skills, like emotional stable skills. So all those kind of skills to help you to become a resilient leaders. Next one. Okay. Okay. So the resilient leaders will be more effective. The resilient leaders will have a stronger relationship with others. Resilient leaders are better able to adapt to changes. Okay, the next one. So next one. That's the book talking about as a resilient leader, we should have a new way to thinking about the world. We should have a new way to leading, new way to seeing, new way to thinking. New way to seeing means watch for emotional process. New way to leading means focus on differentiation of self. New way to thinking means you need to think systematically. Okay, that's the way to become a resilience leader. Okay, next one. That's why I saying as a resilient leader, you should have like this because emotion is under the ice break. Okay, that's why I try to say if you are the resilience leader, you should have a new way to think, to lead, to um, I mean um, to what? To sing. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to stop here. Back to uh, the other one, the other one, the the other one, the other. No, next one, next one. Okay, whatever. Okay. I think I'm going to stop here. For the resilience leader, all I'm trying to say is you should have a new way to see, to lead, and to think. And because we all face the changing world, we can have a more creative ways to think about the world. Try to find the solutions to solve the problems that we are faced. That will be the all the resilience about. Thanks. Thank you so much.